Yes, sir, man. Our good friend Garry Cobb here. Hey, Garry, I'm telling too many stories here about. Hey, by the way, the Cobb family in Stamford, Connecticut, man, legendary. Just, I've been talking with Bobby too, man, over the weekend, and he was talking to me about all the great talent that we've had. Would you think that Stamford is more of a football town, or do you think it was a baseball town?
Probably.
I mean, Jackie Robinson lived in Stamford.
Yeah, probably baseball, but yeah, I probably would say baseball because it was just had a great tradition. I mean, and you learned how to play the game. You learned how to play the game the right way and everything. It had a great tradition. I mean, it was big on football too, but baseball, boy, because you start playing when you're very young and you really learn the game, and they really had great coaches and the whole system was good.
Why did you choose football over baseball? You were better.
I really didn't. I really didn't, man. It really happened at USC because I don't want to.
Did you play both at USC?
Yeah, but see, after my freshman year, John Robinson comes in. John McKay goes to
the Bucks.
He goes to the Bucks, and what happened was, John McKay he was the athletic director too. See?
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was the athletic director. Meaning, whatever he said went.
Yeah.
I mean, so he told me, "You're gonna play. You're gonna play baseball. You play football here." But when John Robinson came, he go, "Look, hey, we want you out here for spring football." So it really kind of got in there, and I really, I just followed. Hey, he's a football coach. And the football coaches, got a lot of sway there. So,
didn't Anthony Davis win a national championship in baseball and in football?
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah, he was. Yes, he did. He was there, and there were other guys that played, but yeah, he was. But the timing wasn't good, and I really didn't fight like I should have, really, because I really had an agreement from Coach McKay. He said, "Look, you're gonna play baseball here too. Don't worry. Yep, you're gonna play baseball here." But then. Robinson comes in here and hey, we need you out here,
So, man, what a legendary, absolute legendary career. And you going to Southern Cal. Like I told you before you move on, you were one of the biggest motivating people in my entire life because I said if G Cobb can make an attempt at it, I think all of us like Pizzulli and all of us that were in that town, we all went like this. I think we could do it too. So we took our shot at it because but the only thing we were like, why did he go to Southern Cal? And Pizzulli looked at me and went like this. Really? Why wouldn't you go to Southern Cal? I mean, what are you talking about here? I went to Pitt. All right, let's move on. Tonight, what are you thinking about tonight? How important is this game to the Eagles tonight, in your opinion?
Well, from a psyche standpoint, it's important. But really, when you look at the standings and things, it's not as important as playing the 49ers. It's not as important as beating Dallas, see, because, of course, those teams are in the NFC. But this game has got a lot to it because of the fact that, they played them last year in the Super Bowl and lost to them. That personally it's a big game and they could play them again there. Who knows? They could run into them again. But from a standing standpoint, the game against the 49ers is more important. And the game against Dallas is more important because they want to get home field advantage. If they see KC again in the Super Bowl, and then, some people have even said this where they're saying if they have a way to stop Mahomes, don't show him now. Don't show him now.
Hey, you know what? I think you need to win that game tonight because if you lose it, Garry, the Lions, they now share first place in the NFC home field.
They need to win. I mean, and you know what? When you put together a game plan, you're trying to win. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. You try to win. Thing is, you play the game to win. You don't play the game to go through the motions and no. So you go out there and you find a way to win. And you worry about if you play them again. You take care of that when you play them. But the basic thing is you've got to be disciplined about the way you rush Mahomes because he's a great scrambler. And
only been sacked 12 times too.
That's right. So they got to be disciplined about the way they rush him. But the big thing is if you're in man-to-man, you got to have, how you have scramble rules And I know all week they got to be beating up the guys and say, look, man, if you're in man-to-man, you do not leave your guy if this guy takes off, because you don't know when he gets over the line of scrimmage. And if he's still got the ball, you know the way he can throw. He can throw from this way, that way, he can throw. So he does a great job of heading towards the line of scrimmage, and then people come up and he puts it right in there, man. So you got to be disciplined about scrambling. In zone, of course, you can come up more in zone, unless, of course, the deep guys aren't going to be coming up. I'm talking about as a linebacker and things, you could come up and get him, in the right situation, but you got to be smart. But in man-to-man, you got to stay on your man. You cannot leave a guy open and get hit with a big one because, you leave your guy.
I'm going 24-21 Chiefs tonight, and I want to show you why.
Okay.
This is who he is, and I'm talking Mahomes and Reed at home. Since Patrick Mahomes has been the starting quarterback at home, he's 45-10 all-time, regular season and postseason.
Mm-hmm.
He's never lost a game in the month of November. He's 10-0.
Man,
Andy Reid is 12-3 since he's been the Chiefs head football coach, coming off a bye.
Yeah.
Super Bowl teams that have won and played the rematch are 8-2.
Mm-hmm.
And why am I to believe that the Eagles are a better team than what we saw 9 months ago, Gary, when the Chiefs, how about this? They're the number one team in points allowed.
I know.
I mean, what makes me go, they're going to go into Kansas City and win?
Now, I took a look at the Chiefs defense. I could see a lot of teams are going to be headed like the Chiefs are. You can see what they did. They a lot of times they're playing three safeties on the field. These kids can run, they tackle, they're all-around players. In fact, you look at it and you're going, is that kid a linebacker or is he a safety? You're looking at him, because a lot of them, the linebackers, these safeties are not that much smaller than the linebackers. And everybody can run. Their linebackers can run. So a lot of the things are interchangeable. And the thing is, they come after you too. They will blitz, the corner coming off. If you go in motion, they will have that guy go ahead and follow that.
Spags loves to bring pressure.
And come off the corner. They do a great job of blitzing. They don't show it to you before they come. They're outstanding in that, and they play the game where it's like interchangeable. It's like you got the corners, and the thing I like about them is everybody's willing to tackle. A lot of times, you got these prima donna corners who don't want to tackle anybody. They don't have corners like that. Their corners are aggressive. They're good tacklers, and I could see where they really have put something together. You're going to see a lot of people playing like they have done. They went out, they got a lot of these kids in the 2 years ago, a year ago, they drafted. They did a great job of drafting. So, Jalen's got to take care of that football, man. He better not be sloppy and inaccurate with the throws, trying to force balls in there, because they got very good with coverage and they do a great job of tackling in the open field, and they give you different looks and boom, somebody's coming off the corner and they're on the quarterback like bam.
Gary, are you really going to go into a game tonight if you are Sean Desai and play 10 yards off the ball versus Patrick Mahomes when teams are killing you and 70% of the time they're throwing on you on first down? Are you really going to give him a 10-yard cushion tonight? Look what Sam Howell did to you.
I know.
This guy here is a completely different dude. You know what? I told everyone, and Gary, the great ones like Montana and Brady and these guys.
Yeah.
He's not playing against Hurts. He's playing against history, because Jalen and everybody, the other 31 quarterbacks, are chasing that guy.
That's right.
That guy's chasing history.
You're right.
For him, he's in a different world here, man. I mean, are you really going to play 10 yards off the ball at Arrowhead versus him? Do you think they pressure or may play any man, mix it up at all or do they stay status quo?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna go to church tonight. I'm telling you,
Midnight mass.
I'm telling you, the way they looked that last game, they had better not play anything like that. If they play like they did against the Cowboys, I'm telling you, I probably, we're gonna close our eyes, because even though they don't have these, they don't have great receivers. KC doesn't have great receivers.
Not one frightens me.
Yeah, because all of them are still learning. These are really, really young receivers, and they were not top picks, and they really put more into their defense than they did to these young kids they got playing receiver. They really put a lot of on the back of Mahomes. He's got to just create the offense, So, but if they play like they did against the Cowboys, if they don't play better defense, now I'm trusting Brady Roby, a veteran, Bradley Roby, I should say. Bradley Roby is a veteran slot corner who I'm hoping on is gonna be able to play tonight. And it looks like he is. He's going to help them a lot. He's a lot smarter, and he gets the guys communicating, so they don't have guys running wide open all over the place. So you got him out there. And Bradbury's got to play much better. For that matter, all of them. They got to play. Slayer's got to play better. The secondary's got to show up. Now, if they don't show up, you're not going to want to see this game. I mean,
look, everyone knows there's not one wide receiver in that room that anyone looks at is going to beat them. But you know what, Gary? There wasn't one wide receiver in that Kansas City room. Now, obviously, the tight end. Isn't it funny how that thing looks almost exactly like Tom Brady up in New England, where there weren't big-time wide receivers winning Super Bowls?
Yeah.
It was all tight end. It was all marginal. And to me, this thing's going to come down to here's what I say. They're not very good. And here's the stats here on this one. In their 2 losses, Gary, they've given up roughly around 140 yards rushing. Okay?
That's
so they're not very good against the run. If Jalen Hurts doesn't have at least 10 design plays in this ball game like he did in the Super Bowl in the first half, they're not winning that ball game. Because Swift, in my opinion, is not a dominant back. He's had 2 games, and the rest of those games have been okay.
Yeah.
You're going to have him. Would you not agree that Jalen Hurts is the more physical running back that they have back in that backfield?
Now they got this kid Rashad Penny, that they signed from Seattle. He's the biggest back they have. Now he played a couple of times. He carried the ball. Now they've been having rumors that they're going to unleash him. Well, unleash the kid then. Because they need a physical back. I had, some of the people arguing with me about, Swift. Swift is not a physical back.
Detroit took him out in the red zone when he was up there.
You're not going to run him too much. So if they're going to use this kid Penny, they need to put him in there and give him some action tonight, because they need a physical back. You got to run with some guy with some power, and you can run the ball against KC. That's the biggest thing I think they need to do. I think they're going to have problems throwing the ball against them too much. You want to throw the ball after you've established that running game. So I want to see that running game tonight. Hopefully they'll get it going, because, you got the guys up front. Let's feed those guys up front. We'll tell them, look, man, we're dependent on you guys. Let's open some holes. We're running the ball on these guys tonight, because
how about this one too?
And you know what? This is the other thing. You keep the ball away from Mahomes. Come on.
Yes. Here's the other thing too, Gary, for me on Nolan Smith. Derek Barnett not playing. I'm going to tell you why that's an awful thing. What's crazy is that everyone looks at the draft and they go, oh my God, they got this first round. I go, do you understand that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes is going to circle this guy every single time he goes on the field, and they're going to attack this guy? There's a reason he hasn't been able to get on the field. One, he doesn't know technique. They don't trust him. He's hurt. Could be all of that. The playbook's coming slow. Hey, the playbook came slow for me. All of these things can be a factor in why a kid doesn't see playing time. As you know, Gary, it's not always about the best talented player on the field. It's about the guy who can consume the information and apply it as quickly as possible, and then retain it.
That's right.
And those guys are the guys that play. And when I see him on the field or I see Sidney Brown, if I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm going right at them dudes.
You better believe it. Yeah. Sidney Brown, I think he's going to be a good player, and hopefully
down the line. Yep.
But they had him playing the guy in the slot. I mean, he was lost. You're going like, why did you put that kid in there? Got him playing slot. The kid is a safety. You got him in there trying to play nickel corner in the NFL. So the secondary's got to be smart. They got to make sure they're disciplined in the way they rush Mahomes. But the big thing is they got to keep the ball away from those guys. Run the ball on the Chiefs. Ball possession. You got to get the ball in the end zone though when you get in those scoring chances. That's going to be the big thing. And I think they can beat KC, but don't turn the ball over. Don't do that though.
Absolutely. Couple last questions for you here, Gary. I'll tell you this, man. That right guard position is going to be challenged tonight because Chris Jones is lining up over whoever they're going to throw in there.
Wow.
And I'll tell you one thing he did. I think he stoned the Eagle run game, and he was a factor and force. Now, they're not playing well there, but in the Super Bowl, he stoned Seumalo.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but the Eagles don't have a better player in there right now than what Isaac Seumalo is. And they keep saying, well, Jurgens is not a better player.
No,
that's one of the reasons Pittsburgh has kind of turned their game around a bit, is because he's been an influence there. Yeah. That's something to keep an eye on in this ball game, too.
Well, they got to run the ball on that left side. That's where their strong side is, running the ball. They got to get back to that where those guys over there, they like to maul people. Let's feed them tonight. Let's go ahead and feed them. And let's talk to them right now. I tell those guys, look, you guys eat good, man, because we're running the ball behind you guys.
Here's why I'm picking KC.
Yeah.
I'm picking KC because if they run the ball, I'm talking if the Eagles run the ball 38 times, I think the Eagles are going to win that game. But, Gary, I don't think they are. I think they're not going to run the ball in that football game, and they're going to want to throw the ball. And to me, you play right into the strength of the Kansas City Chiefs defense, and I think they're going to get out-coached again. I think tonight they get out-coached like they did the last two games because you have to run this thing tonight.
You got to run that ball.
Not with Swift.
Yeah.
You have to get Hurts involved.
That's right. Yeah, Hurts has got to, Hurts has got to go and do his thing because he's a big part of their running game. Those RPOs are the heart of their running game. And he's supposed to be healthy. He's looked good and everything. He's got the stuff off his knee. So we'll see, man. But, we probably won't know who's going to win this game till late in that fourth quarter. It's going to be
You think it's a fourth quarter game?
Yeah, it's going to be a fourth quarter game, yeah. Because if they do run the ball, which I'm hoping they do, but see, I look at Nick Sirianni and some of those guys, they don't like to run. You're going like, why are you getting away from the running game? Get that ball on the ground, man. They're not scoring. I mean, the Chiefs aren't scoring any points if you're running the ball down their throat. They're not scoring any points. And that's the only place that they're a little weak defensively. But throwing the ball all day against that secondary, you don't want to turn that ball over, man.
Absolutely.
You don't want to do that.
I can't wait to see this thing tonight, man. I really can't. Don't forget to catch Garry on Fox 29.
Hey, but I'll tell you what, Eagles have got their work coming out for the rest of this, the end of this month and going forward. I mean, look what their schedule.
Oh,
they
hey.
gotta play the Niners.
I wrote it down here. Check it out here.
Woo.
Here's who they got here, right? They got coming up here. They got Buffalo coming up, right?
And Buffalo is, come on, the Buffalo's got to win that game. See,
San Francisco, Dallas, and then Seattle.
Telling you, man, you see San Francisco and Dallas. You're talking about two teams, and both of them want the Eagles because the Eagles have beat both of them. Come on. 49ers have been crying all offseason about how they want to show the Eagles that they're a better team. So it's going to be fun, man.
Absolutely. Have a great call tonight, Garry. Thank you so much, my friend.
Have a good one. You too.
You got it. That is the legendary Garry Cobb, Fox 29, former Philadelphia Eagle himself. Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Da-da-da-da. I love that tomahawk chop, man. Oh, sorry. I know some of you get a little. Did he say tomahawk chop? Did he say tomahawk chop? Does he know how racist that is? 70,000 fans, black, white, green, orange, blue, yellow, purple, all sitting at Arrowhead. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, I love that thing, man. I like when the Braves do it too. Yeah, I'm not that tightly strung, dog. Yeah, little shit things like that don't stress me. Okay, fans are having a fun time. All fans are having a fun time in the building. It's fun to watch. All right, hey, Detroit Lions and Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, 3 hours away, RTM. Dude, hey, you guys have to follow me on Twitter tonight because I will be commenting. Florida State too, Dirty D. Absolutely. That is such a great environment up there. Dude, when they do that up there at FSU at Doak Campbell, intimidating. Absolutely intimidating. Hey, don't forget our good friends. Happy Wingsgiving from our friends at Hooters, man. Absolutely, the iconic Hooter girls want you to know during the month of November that they are going to have absolutely awesome specials each and every single day for you. By the way, here's our winners today on our Football Monday. Jesse from California and Raymond from Pennsylvania. We appreciate you guys. Tomorrow we'll start it up again. Really on a Football Tuesday, right, Tone? It'll be a Football Tuesday. I like it, and we're going to have specials there for you each and every single day. Coors Light drafts, $2.99, 25 cents goes to each and every single purchase right there, local charities, because of you during this holiday month. The holiday calendars are out with Hooters 2024. 9 of the girls, I believe, are featured in it. There's $100 in coupons that are inside. Also, the calendars there. Go to northeasttutors.com. That's northeasttutors.com. Tuesdays, buy 10 wings, get 10 free. Wing Wednesdays, $19.83. All you can eat. Kids eat for free on Saturdays. That's northeasttutors.com. That's northeasttutors.com. And do me a favor, when you roll in, tell them Big Sil sent you.
Football and Hooters, the perfect pair.